sex, corruption, murder. Have nothing to do with this building. Coming up on Architecture Codex.
Architecture Codex. If you want to see more, like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe.
You could bump into 50 West and not know it. In fact, I did just that. Almost literally bumped into it while I was looking for another building. Its appeal was immediate, eye-catching, and soothing. And I suddenly realized, hey, this is 50 West by Helmut Jahn. The residential tower is not oddly distinctive or controversial. It is not strangely shaped, composed of unusual materials, or super tall. It was not built through scandals or any noticeable corruption. It simply did not attract the attention of architectural critics or journalists in general. The news media across all platforms is designed to simply get your attention and not necessarily to inform you. And they can get your attention if they scare you or make you angry. And if they do both, that's even better. But 50 West is not scaring anyone or making anyone angry. Maybe that alone is reason to declare it a success. True, financing and weather events delayed construction, but that is not that unusual. But the average architectural critic needs real problems so they can make word strings and describe inaccessible concepts so you know how smart they are. They may deride everyone else associated with the building, but they usually praise the demigod designer. They believe their words put them on a level with the genius architect, since they're the only ones who really grok their work. But this is Architecture Codex, and we are not popular enough to be anything but humble and truthful. So I don't think it's fair that a really nice building like 50 West should be ignored simply because it isn't controversial enough. So I will risk making a video that only a few hundred people will see. And this will anger the algorithm gods who decide that we must attract eyeballs. And if I don't, they will suppress new viewers of my channel and new subscribers. 50 West is a luxury condo just 64 stories tall in a neighborhood where that makes you average. It was developed on a lot nested between the entrance to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel and the extra-wide West Street. This is a harsh environment, even for New York City, and one has to traverse some major traffic ways to get to any recreation or green space. The lower floors have the more public functions, restaurants, offices, and recreational amenities, since they occur in full view of the surroundings. Architect Helmut Jahn, in an interview with the New York Times, discussed how the tower pulls in its belly to accommodate the small footprint. And this area has undergone a retooling recently, perhaps to adapt to the shifting real estate priorities. From this hostile environment at the base, with an abutting building, pedestrian bridge, and parking garage, 50 West sprouts upward, expanding slightly from the tapered base with an obloid floor plan, with round edges at each of the four corners. The higher it goes, there is more privacy for the residences. This softness puts the building in stark contrast with the rigid towers around it. Perhaps it gives the building the visible vulnerability that evokes tenderness and sympathy. We hear the usual thing from the developers, like how the rounded corners enhance the views, but not really. The truth is, if the facade is mostly glass, the views will be great, whether or not the glass has rounded corners, is sloped, or in square frames. This is because humans have necks that allow the head to tilt and rotate, and we have eyeballs that can pivot inside the sockets. In Architecture Codex video number 42, I spent a lot of time discussing the architect, Helmut Jahn, through one of his buildings that made a lot of news, the State of Illinois building in Chicago. And maybe that is worth a view as well. 50 West was his first building in New York City since the 1980s. Those buildings include 425 Lexington Avenue, City Spire, International Plaza, Park Avenue Tower, America Apartments, and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority building. All but the MTA building, perhaps, were distinctive in their profile, postmodern in their detailing, sensible architecture, but a bit showy, a lot like the 1980s. And yet they were all different, unbranded, and elegant enough to commandeer admiration before you even realized that it was a Helmut Jahn building. More than 20 years later, Chicago's favorite son, Helmut Jahn, returns to New York City for one last building before his passing. 50 West is an elegant way to make an exit, a chance for an architect to one more time pull in his architectural belly and create something that was neither showy nor controversial. And if you made it into the video this far without falling asleep or clicking on some other intriguing image, you have an admirable attention span. I'm Michael Molinelli, and this is Architecture Codex.